Hello again, guys, it's Paz here. Now, somebody somewhere wants the Ukraine war to carry on. Somebody somewhere isn't happy that Trump has initiated a peace deal, or peace talks at least, and that the fighting is going to stop. And that's quite concerning. You know, who the hell wants war? Not me, and I was an ex-soldier. Take it from me, war is not pleasant. But there are some sickos out there who love it. But they won't fight the war themselves. Instead, they're happy to send our kids to do it instead. And some of these people are European leaders. Even our own Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, he seems hell-bent on admitting Ukraine into NATO, which would ignite World War III, if you ask me, because once you're a member of NATO, then an attack on one is an attack on all. It'll draw in every NATO country, and that's it. It's all over. And so my prediction is this, because Trump is making headway with these peace talks, these shady figures, these warmongers, they will do everything they can to accelerate the process and thus escalating the conflict because it's what they want. Now, I can guarantee you folks, if it was bungling Joe Biden initiating these peace talks, which he could have done, by the way, but he never did, I wonder why. Instead, he sent billions of US taxpayers' money to fund Zelensky's lifestyle choice, and it turns out a couple of $100 million of that money is missing. I'll leave that with you. But like I said, if it was Biden initiating these peace talks, which he could have done, but he didn't, then, you know, they'd be congratulating him, slapping him on the back. Not too hard, mind you, he might fall over. And then probably give him a really undeserved Nobel Peace Prize. But because it's Trump doing it, oh no, it means Putin's going to win. Now, I'm not a Putin apologist. I'm not a fan of either him nor Zelensky. They're both as corrupt as each other, if you ask me. And the war didn't start with Putin invading the Ukraine either. It goes back quite a while. It's a historical thing, and we should never have gotten involved. But the more you dig into this conflict, the truth becomes more evident. So anyway, while all this was happening, Donald Trump's Vice President, J.D. Vance, was speaking at the Munich Security Conference. And he might as well have been speaking to, I don't know, a sheeted tombstone. Because this was an excellent speech, it really was. It was a good speech. Because he gave them some home truths and he ripped into them. And they deserve it. They need telling, these people. He ripped into them for their cancel culture. He ripped into them for their open borders policies. He ripped into them for allowing mass migrations to ravage Europe. And then he went on to destroy British authorities and the British government for stifling free speech. But his best bit for me was when he completely slammed Greta Thunberg. This is what he said, and I quote, "Expressing opinions isn't election interference. Even when people express views outside your own country, and even when those people are very influential. And trust me when I say this with all humour, and many a truth is said in jest, isn't it, ladies and gents?" Anyway, he goes on, "If American democracy can survive 10 years of Greta Thunberg scolding, you guys can survive a few months of Elon Musk," end quote. And ain't that the bloody truth? We've had the Swedish doom goblin now lecturing us and ranting at us on behalf of her puppet masters. She even wrote on Twitter 7 years ago that in 5 years' time the world was going to end. Well, we're still here. That tweet was duly deleted. This girl was born into a very privileged upper-middle-class family in Sweden, and all she was successful at was convincing kids to dodge school. And she's ditched that now, all that climate alarmist bollocks, because now she's all for free plasticine and very much the anti-Semite. And watching her career path, I will bet good money that the next step in Greta Thunberg's journey will be international terrorism. Mark my words. This speech by J.D. Vance is what woke, progressive European leaders needed to hear, instead of anything by Greta Thunberg and her puppet masters. But alas, like I said, it'll fall on deaf ears. These people don't care. They want open borders, they want mass migration, they want to stifle free speech, and they want us all to send our kids to war against Russia. That's the way it's heading, folks, I'm afraid. Well, that's the way I see it anyway. God help us all. And there we go. I'm Paz49. Thanks for watching. If you like what you hear and agree with what I say, then please, by all means, hit the subscribe button, share my stuff, give it a like. Because by doing that, you're winding up the leftists no end. And you're giving the YouTube algorithm the finger. Doesn't that feel great? And I'll see you at the next one. Have a great weekend, and Roger Trout.